It's Man with No Game 45.
Apparently has been a part of the community for a while. I've never seen their content, but their name is Man with No Game.
If you don't know Man with No Game 45, Man with No Game 45 is impossible.
Like, what he did is absolutely incredible. Man with No Game 45.
None other than Man with No Game 45.
What is up, guys? Man with No Game 45 here. Now, there's been a lot of controversy and a lot of confusion since the 7.0 update. So I decided to put together this short video to explain what's going to be happening with 7.0.1, that's a patch, and what's instead slated for 7.1, that's a full update, as well as a quick tutorial on the new Klash Towers game mode. First off, let's talk controversy. And the controversy with update 7.0 mainly revolves around crypt keys. The conversion for crypt keys went up in price from just 2,000 hearts now to 5,000 with this update. And then further, the junk box drop rate for crypt keys also got nerfed. On top of that, much like the issues with the Rock and Bowling Stones last update, the ceremonial pipe, a gear so influential in the meta of the game, is not functioning properly and appears to be broken or quite possibly shadow nerfed. Now only stealing buffs from opponents while on the active fighter. Now, Mortal Kombat Mobile official did put out a statement the other day saying that they recognize the issues, that they are working on a patch update to come on November 10th, that this patch would be adding keys to the Test Your Luck minigame, that it would switch Klash Towers to refresh with souls instead of blood rubies, and that it would add all of our usual Christmas items along with a combat pass for MK1 Smoke. Last but certainly not least, it should be providing 150 Dragon Crystals for players who did not receive them for linking their account to the new WB Games account. It also made it clear that the ceremonial pipe would not be fixed until update 7.1 coming in January. And then just the latest news this morning is that data miners have apparently shown alleged proof that the pipe issues are intentional. And at this point, as players, we are waiting to see how or if MKM official will respond to these allegations. I've certainly made sure they're aware of them and pressed them to reach out to the community. Now, at least some other good news regarding update 7.1 is that a new character will be joining the roster, one who is not currently in Mortal Kombat Mobile. It is possible we may see a teaser for this character at some point in the not too distant future. Beyond that, Cage Mansion will be getting a Roomba added. And from conversations I've had with the developers, players really should expect to see changes to Klash Towers. Which brings me to my main reason for this video beyond the update news. I would like to help players understand this new game mode. To sum it up in just 3 words, what it is players creating towers. The characters and equipment each player receives every season to create their towers with are completely random and on par with every other player of the game. However, based on what I've seen so far as a player, there definitely seems to be a knowledge gap between veteran players and newer players of the game, especially in terms of how to build a talent tree. And many players are already writing this new mode off because its rewards are tied to Realm Clash. And I think that's a mistake for 2 reasons. First off, I expect rewards to improve with 7.1. But even now, the reason to play this mode is because you can receive rewards passively. That's right, all you have to do is just take about 5 minutes and you have the potential to earn around 10 million kunai per season, which will guarantee you some good Realm Clash rewards. Now this Wednesday, when a new season starts, you're going to want to go to your tower management screen and click on the Tower Talents button shown here. That will take you to your talent tree, where the first talent I recommend is Hawk Stance. It is a must-max talent to keep your tower from getting milted by veteran players. I'll be sharing more on this later. We open up a new tier and immediately start putting points into Intimidating Presence. This makes your towers much harder to defeat because players playing against them can no longer effectively use Block Breaker. From there, we max Centaurian Defense because this will reflect the damage that players try to do against your tower right back at them. The next talent, OIA Tech, we're only going to put 1 point into, but that will actually reduce the power drain against your team considerably for that 1 point. And then from there is one of the single most important talents you can have defensively on your tower, Cyberlinque Programming. This will keep your tower from being milted, as I mentioned before, and as I will show later on in the video. These last couple talents, pretty much all players should be familiar with. Revenant, it's that orange shield that pops up when you think you've beaten your opponent, but instead they pop back to life or stay alive for an additional time frame. And then the Bone Shield from Shinnok's Teachings will add a lot to your team. From there, we add points to Horse Stance, as well as Teamwork. These are basically power generation nodes in the support talent tree that will help your team generate power faster. Live for Battle will discount the cost of X-rays so that your bosses on your tower can achieve them faster. And then lastly, Meditation on the Special 1 attack will greatly discount the cost of a Special 1. And I'm just going back here and maxing out Horse Stance and Teamwork to make sure those talents are as effective as possible. And then lastly, Meditation. The final talent to make your tower practically as indestructible as possible is generally going to be Conditioning. And you'll want to max that out, although you will want to evaluate if you have power draining characters on your team, potentially using weak point attacks instead. Now here's a quick look back at the tree that we just built, and I will also be posting this to my socials on X and Reddit. Now here's a quick look at the tower that I built in the preparation phase last week. If you don't want to take the time to build it, just click the randomize and autofill buttons pictured on the left. However, building these teams is some of the most fun that I've had as a player, and there's really a lot of cool stuff you can do from a design standpoint with your teams. This wasn't actually the final build, but it was a very heavily snare-based final match. And now I'm going to take you through a quick set of Klash Towers that I did using my main damage over time team. As you can see, I'm checking the talents on the towers here, and I see that they don't have any of my most important defensive talents. And you can just watch what happens to these teams. I've done it sped up so that you can see just how effective damage over time strategy is. It literally only takes minutes, seconds in some cases. As you can see, that run was less than a minute for the first match. Even going up against characters that stun my main character, it's not a problem. It still takes seconds using a damage over time setup. So that's part of the reason I'm releasing this talent tree out to the community. I'm hoping that it gives newer players who are more inexperienced and don't understand how to build talents in towers a better opportunity at earning some of these points, and evens the playing field a little bit for veterans who are able to just smash these towers like me and complete many runs in just a matter of minutes, it will give us a much more significant challenge to go up against. And I will be sharing the damage over time talent tree that I use, as well as the loadouts on my socials. I've actually already done so. Those of you who follow me on X and I think possibly on Reddit have seen these talent tree setups and some fights similar to these. But basically, there's only a few times that I was noticing I was having issues. As you can see right here, Guardian Terminator is taking some extra time for my team to kill. Why is that? He is equipped with Bloodmaster's Iron Curtain, which gives him damage over time resistance. So I had to kill him the old-fashioned way, instead of melting him in seconds with damage over time. But even then, that's pretty much the only speed bump in this tower, I believe. I didn't even do a gear check on the final opponents because I figured they probably didn't have much damage over time resistance. And as you can see, seconds and that match is completed as well. Again, be sure to check my socials after this video. You can find everything I've done on X and Reddit. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe and follow Man with No Game 45 on X.